Hey everybody, happy Saturday. So I've got some good news to report. I've got my amp working. I'm going to take you a little bit through the top of the amp first, then I'll show you underneath, and then we'll plug it in and I'll just show you that it works. So what you'll see here is that I have my faceplate that I told you about, and I've taken the plastic off, and you can see what that looks like. Very, very clean and neat. And that's going to have the metal cage that goes over this, if you recall. I haven't painted the cage yet, but there's going to be the cage that goes up over here and comes down, and this will be exposed. You'll see that I mounted the output transformer right here near the front, and that's because I had some blank room on the other side here, and that's where I mounted it. You'll see I drilled holes and put some rubber grommets, of course. And then if you look at the tubes, here's the 6 SC7, the first one. Here's the one that I moved. This one originally was over here, if you recall. So this is a 6 SC7. And then these are the 6V6s right here. And then of course this is the rectifier tube, the 5Y3. And this is the new tube that I had to get. It's a JJ tube, a Tesla. So I've got that there. My transformer, obviously. I've got these holes plugged up. I've got a number of screws here that are holding things underneath the chassis. And let me turn it around so I can show you the back. Okay, so on the back of the unit, you'll see that I've plugged up these holes. I took some sheet aluminum, cut it, filled out the holes, put them in with screws, so that looks neat. I also drilled a hole for the on-off switch right here. And I've got my two output jacks. They're wired in parallel. And obviously I have my power cord, and I have my fuse. So that's what the back looks like. Okay, let's flip it over and take a look. Alright, so here's the bottom. These are the 6 SC7 tubes, and you'll see I've got my shielded wire going to this tube, and I've got my heat shrink on each end. Okay, and these things are nowhere near the pins of the tube, obviously. Here's my second 6 SC7 tube. Okay, and then these right here are the 6V6s, and you'll see I've got all my connections made there. And of course that's my rectifier tube, and you'll notice that there's no shielded wire wedged in this time, so nothing's blowing and shorting out. Here's the power switch that I put in, and then here's those aluminum blanks that I created to plug up the holes right here. You'll see here's another one. Okay, continuing to take a look around, here's a ground point. The ground point goes to this board right here. This is the input for the microphone. One of the legs go to ground, and then I've got the actual jacks themselves grounded through this wire. So this wire comes here, connects all the way here, all the way through to this jack, and then to this one. So everything is on the same ground point. Not too many ground points. That's a bad thing in an amp, having too many ground points. I've got my my microphone volume right here. Over here I've got my tone, and over here I've got my master volume. Coming out here, I've got my speaker leads. These actually go out to the output jacks. I've got them twisted, and I've got them running all along here. Okay, and here's my two output jacks. So I've got one coming into this one, and then I've got a jumper wire that comes over to this one. Okay, and the same thing is true with the black one. So these two are connected together. They're actually the same. Alright, and anything other special here, I do have one more ground point here. This is the ground that comes off the filter caps, and it also grounds the volume, tone, and volume knobs together. And then lastly, my last ground is right here, and that's a ground that I have for the artificial center tap that I put in place. Those are the 100 ohm resistors coming off the 6 volt winding. Okay, I've got these wires neatly dressed underneath that go to the 6 SC7s. You'll see here that I have these shielded wires bundled together very neatly. Okay, so let's power it on, and we'll see what she sounds like. Be right back. Okay, so we're going to power this thing up. Let's hit the variac. I'm going to bring her up. First we'll put the power switch on, and we're going to bring her up. We're going to go right to 110. I'm going to give those tubes a minute to warm up. You'll see that I've got the guitar input into instrument 1. Okay. And you'll see that I've got the speaker into the output jack. Let's bring the volume up. Loud. Got some good tone. We can adjust the tone here. So this is obviously going to be bassy. This is going to make it a lot brighter. Okay. That volume is only on like 2. And I'm playing it through an orange SP212 bass cabinet actually, so I don't really have any good highs on this thing. But as you can hear, it's working. I do have my mic input. Let me switch to that. Let me lower the volume on this. This is really made for a microphone, low impedance microphone, but I could still put an instrument in. Okay, the guitar works through there. Let's bring the volume down. And then instrument 2 is really electrically the same as instrument 1. And you'll see really not much hum here. And just listen to the how much volume this thing has. Just a little bit up. That's all the way up the top. Anyway, aside from the bird yapping downstairs, that's the amp. So now my next step is going to be to work on the cage that goes over the top here. I decided I'm not going to put the handles on the sides that I said I was going to do. And the reason why is in order to do that I have to also drill holes through the cap, the cover. I may change my mind on that, but I haven't done that yet. So, so that's going to be the next step. So electrically this thing is working. I'm going to leave it on for a few hours and let it burn in and make sure that everything is good. But looks like we've got a nice amp with no hum. Looks like those shielded wires did a good job. Okay? This is Ron. I'll come back and keep you updated on the actual cabinet itself. And then when it's done, I'll show you what it looks like, obviously. So we've made some good progress today. Everybody have a great day. Bye.